Part of the immigration process for individuals who are applying to receive their green card is a medical exam. And during that medical exam, the civil surgeon will determine what vaccinations are required. So vaccinations and having that medical exam, that's all part of one of the requirements of receiving a green card. And so the question we receive a lot has to do with vaccinations. What vaccinations are required? What do I need to take to my medical exam? What if I don't have my vaccination records? What can I expect? So really, in this video, I want to dive into those topics and give you clarity about vaccination requirements and background regarding vaccination requirements and what you can expect. So as I mentioned, the medical exam is one of the requirements to receiving a green card. And the medical exam is administered by a doctor who's been appointed by immigration to complete the exam. Those doctors are referred to as civil surgeons. And the CDC, the Center for Disease Control, is the organization that determines what those requirements are based on whatever is happening in the world, what's happened in the past, and those are constantly evolving. But the CDC is who sets the requirements for vaccination requirements. And so the civil surgeon will be using those CDC requirements to determine what vaccinations they need. And that is determined by a person's age and whether or not they've had vaccinations in the past. And so if you don't have your vaccination records anymore, don't panic. If you have your vaccination records, great. Bring those with you to the medical exam. But if you don't have them, like I said, don't panic. The civil surgeon will determine what you need. And so a fun fact is that the civil surgeon, they can perform a blood test. They can actually determine whether or not you actually have had a vaccination, or rather, whether or not you have antibodies in your system, so they can make a judgment about what vaccinations you'll need. So that's why I say don't panic if you don't have your vaccination records. A lot of people don't have them when they go to the medical exam. And so if you don't know, that the doctor will be able to do that test to determine what vaccinations you need. And so with that blood test, and then also with the CDC requirements, the civil surgeon will determine, okay, based on your age, based on your immunology, these are the vaccinations that we will need to administer for you at today's medical exam. And another important thing I wanted to note, we have a lot of people, and we love that you want to be prepared, but we have a lot of people ask, should I go to my family doctor? Should I get all my vaccinations before? Will that help speed up the process? And the answer really is no, it's not required. We always like to give you the least amount of steps and find the most efficient path for our clients. And so, like I mentioned, the civil surgeon is going to take care of that at your medical exam. If you really feel compelled that you want to go to your family doctor, if you want to get your vaccination records, that would be great. But there isn't a requirement that you get any vaccinations before the medical exam. The civil surgeon will take care of all of that. So one less step for you, knowing that you don't have to go to a doctor's appointment before your medical exam. And then one final note for K-1 applicants, for individuals who are doing a fiance visa process, you will also have a medical exam abroad before you receive your fiance visa. Something unique to K-1 applicants, fiance visa applicants, is that you aren't required to receive your vaccinations before entering the United States. However, at the medical exam, the civil surgeon will give you the option to receive your vaccinations at that appointment. And we highly recommend that you go ahead and do that. Typically, it's cheaper to have them done at that medical exam. And a great reason is that it's going to save you time. You're going to be entering the United States on your fiance visa. You have 90 days to get married and then file your green card application. You have a lot of things to do. And so it would be great to not have to add going to another medical exam and having vaccinations done in the US. So just a little tip, if during that medical exam, they'll offer to give you the vaccinations you need, it would be ideal to just go ahead and get that taken care of. So those are just some really quick tips and an overview of the vaccination requirements. I will post in the notes below the link to the CDC frequently asked questions page, and that'll give you some insight as to current requirements. But again, you don't need to do any research. The civil surgeon will take care of all of that at your medical exam. So best of luck with your case. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you're watching this on our Facebook group, please do a hashtag replay.